Okay. All right. So welcome again to another lesson, and today we're going to cover unit or lesson 3.2, and if we had enough time, maybe we can go to 3.3 as well. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the title and the pictures as well. So the title says "Home from Home." What do you think this unit's going to be about?
Maybe a place where you feel safe at.
Maybe the place where you feel safe at, or what were you saying, Ikram?
I think the religion, like you, not the region, sorry, that you are staying in, like the ice region.
Maybe the type of the house. Maybe today we're gonna cover it, the type of the house. Maybe, perhaps. Let's have a look. Let's get started. So first, let's discuss these questions together. Now, you can see the pictures, right? The two pictures there.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So why do you think houses are designed and built like that or like this? And what are the advantages? So let's look at the first one here. This one, which is made out of wood, and the other one, which is made of snow. So why do you think they're built up like this?
I think to adjust with the nature.
Adjust with the nature, maybe. Okay, we understand that snow, it's like, well, even the snow one, if we think about it like that, why would they make it out of snow? What is that special? Like if they build it out of stones, even in a cold weather like that, what would it be different than snow?
I guess they build it from snow because it kind of I don't know how to express it, but it would be warmer than like from concrete or
Really?
stone.
Are you sure? Are you sure if they
No, but
have
I just heard something like that. I don't know.
Okay, no problem.
That's weird, but yeah.
Yeah, we're discussing. I'm not judging your sense of information. No problem.
I feel like you're silently judging me.
No, definitely not. But I mean, why would it be warmer? I don't really, I can't really process the fact. Maybe there's something missing here that I didn't study before, maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's because of the materials. Like if you think about it like that, look at the first picture. I mean, wood in the jungle is like almost everywhere. They can cut up trees and build up houses
Yeah,
with
it
them.
would be easier.
Exactly. They wouldn't need any extra materials. And the same with the snow cave. So maybe it's about the like availability. So do you think they look comfortable? And what problems are there?
For the snow one, I don't know. I feel like at any moment it could just fall,
Yeah,
fall, on you while you're sleeping or something. And the other one, I don't know. Maybe when it's raining, it will.
definitely. If you
I think,
if you look at it, it's in the middle of the jungle,
yeah,
a tropical jungle, and it snows like not snows. It rains almost all the times of the year there. So how they can be protected? It's not even waterproof. But still,
yeah.
what do you think, Ikram?
I think it's not comfortable because, like, even if you have a bed, it will be made by like here wood or here by snow, and it doesn't feel like it's comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel like they're comfortable or anything. So now we're gonna listen. We're gonna start with the like a transcript. We're gonna listen to an interview with an expert on houses or homes around the world. Now, the man is gonna answer for us the questions, and after that, I'm gonna ask you about the like his answers. Okay, so let me play the recording for you. Give me a second to find it. It's 3.2. Okay, so I need 3 and 2. I found it.
Unit 3, Recording 2.
Where did this interest in homes come from? You obviously had your
Can you hear the recording?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
own, but then what?
Well, I trained as an architect, and as a young man, I travelled an awful lot, and my two interests eventually connected. But I had a real awakening when I travelled in Africa and parts of Asia. In Indonesia, I saw these enormous tree houses built high in the sky, made with the wood from banyan trees, and it just took my breath away. These houses, 50 feet in the air.
Why did they build them so high?
Well, it's a refuge from wild animals and mosquitoes, and also, in their culture, they believe in evil spirits, and these spirits are earthbound. So it's great protection. You're safe if you're higher up.
And you've also written about houses on stilts in your book.
Yes, all along the Amazon rainforest you can find fishermen living in these houses built on wooden stilts. I was fortunate enough to stay in a fishing community there for a month and see firsthand how it works, and it's pretty interesting.
And on the other side of the world, igloos too.
I stayed in an igloo in Greenland for 3 weeks.
And you survived to tell the tale.
I did. Actually, they're far more... They're pretty cosy inside. The packed ice and snow acts as an insulator.
So if we take the average sort of westernised home, maybe bricks and cement, a bit of wood, how do they compare to so-called primitive dwellings without toilets and running water? That kind of thing. Is there any comparison?
Well, we have to understand what we mean by primitive housing. The original home was a cave, and when we talk about a caveman, we think of someone extremely primitive with no culture. But the funny thing is that caves are pretty good places to live. They're cool in the summer and warm in the winter. They give superb protection in that they'll never blow down in the wind, and in fact, they're well made for decoration.
In what sense?
Well, the so-called primitive caveman made paintings on the walls which survived thousands of years. And, you know, any place you find caves, whether it's France, Spain, the United States, China, people have lived in them and decorated them and adorned them with figurines and artwork. But we have to recognise that these houses are built in accordance with the habitat and the surroundings. You know, igloos keep out the cold and snow, and tree houses provide safety. Then there are yurts, which are portable houses made of a wooden frame and animal skins. You can carry them around with you. Well, a yurt is built so that the nomads in Central Asia can move as the season and the weather changes. So, you see, houses can be beautiful, but in most cultures,
so
they're
what
built
do you
to be
think
purely
the
functional
answer
above
for
all.
the first question, according to the recording?
For the wooden house, he said that they build it high on the trees to be safe from animals and jungles.
Yeah. So was it the other question asked us if it is comfortable? What do you think his answer was?
Yeah, it's pretty comfortable.
Yes, because they were built for like a reason. They're using what's there, and they're using it according to the nature there, not to our conditions, to theirs.
Yes.
All right, so now let's we're not gonna listen again, but we're gonna work on these phrases together. So you just listen to the recording, and he used these kind of expressions. Let's work on them one by one. A refuge from wild animals. What's the meaning of that?
I think to protect themselves.
Yes, a place to protect themselves from wild animals. And he even mentioned mosquitoes, and that's why they built their houses like this up there. Okay, the other one, spirits are earthbound.
I don't know.
I think
Earthbound means like, yes, go on, Ikram.
I don't know, but I think that the coast or something like near to the earth. So because of that,
Connected to earth, yes, connected to earth, like to have a bound with earth. That's it. Now, wooden stylets. Do you have any idea what stylets means?
No.
I will show you. I think I have a picture there. They use them in the first picture for the houses. They are like wooden sticks that they use to make something higher, like those. Look.
Oh, so styles mean sticks?
Yes, like this.
Okay.
They use it there in the, like, if you can see here in the houses, they use them to make the houses like above the ground for mosquitoes and other purposes they mentioned in the recording. Acts as an insulator. What's the meaning of insulator?
I have no idea.
Okay, this is like, in this sense, it's like a substance, it's like a material. They use it to, like, they put it on the walls so they can prevent heats or cold. Something to isolate, from the verb isolate. Like the noun is isolation. The verb is to isolate something. Azil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So-called primitive dwellings, like the primitive houses or the primitive place where they live. Okay, adorned them with figures. Adorned here, it means like to be designed to make it more beautiful. Okay, this is the meaning of adorned, and adorned them with figurines. Figurines, it's like a material, a substance as well. And the last one, nomads in Central Asia. Central Asia is an area. Nomads are people who move from place to another place. They live like, they don't have like modern houses like us. They just keep moving from an area to another area.
Okay.
Okay, are we good?
Yes.
Can I have a question?
Yes, please.
What do they mean by primitive dwellings?
Primitive dwelling, it's like houses for primitive people. Like these, like both of them, in fact, they are for primitive people. Like not modern people, okay? Like not modern people. Dwellings, it's like places where we live. This is the meaning of dwellings. Okay?
Yeah, I guess. Thank you.
You're welcome. So now they're telling us, read the extract from the recording and discuss the questions. Okay, I believe we can read the extracts, but instead we can even listen again. Let's discuss the questions, and if we had something that we couldn't remember, we can listen to the recording again. So question 1 says, I had a real awakening when I traveled in Africa. What does have an awakening mean? Can you think of a time when you had an awakening? What do you think the meaning of having or have an awakening?
It's like being awake, like not like how to say.
No problem.
It's like yaqaba.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I believe we say something like this in Arabic. It's like an experience which, you know, transcend you and make you look at things differently. Okay, thank you. Let's have a look at the second one. I saw these enormous tree houses, and it just took my breath away. What does take your breath away mean? And what does it mean when something is breathtaking? I think this is again the same like Arabic. We say the same.
I think like make you feel fresh.
No, it means like
it's like when you're shocked, but in a good thing.
Yes.
In a good way.
Feels it's magnificent, breathtaking. Yeah. Because here enormous tree houses means like so many tree houses. So that look made you very excited, very shocked. Yes, it's breathtaking, or it took my breath away. Okay, so we're good with like 2 of them. Let's have a look at the third one. These houses are built in accordance with the habitat. What does this mean? What kind of habitat do you live in? What's the meaning of habitat? What's the meaning of habitat? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. I feel like it's like environment, maybe.
Yes, it's like the place where you live. Yes, exactly. Inhabitant, it's like people exist there, or like even people. What we say in Arabic, maskan. Okay, like for animals, it can be or for people, it depends. So here, if they said these houses are built in accordance with the habitat, it's according to the nature there, according to what they live. Like here you can see the habitat is the jungle, and there it's the, you know, maybe the architect or somewhere where it's snowy. Okay, now let's have a look at the last one. Houses can be beautiful, but in most cultures they're built to be purely functional. Think of 3 objects that are purely functional. What's the meaning of purely functional? This is easy as well, I believe. Like, did you guess, or you have no idea?
I know the meaning of both 2 words, but I don't know
what they mean. Very practical. Like we can use it like very practical, something that should be very flexible for you. So can you think of 3 objects that are purely functional for you? I guess
clothes.
The lighter. Yeah, clothes, they make us warm. What else?
Cars, maybe?
We said clothes.
No, I mean cars.
Cars, okay, they're objects too. Yeah, cars, yeah, in Saudi Arabia it's very hot. It's something that it's purely functional there. I believe people can live without it here. So yeah, it depends on the habitat, you see. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Now, let's have a look here. We're gonna study a little bit of new vocabulary. All right, we have 5 sentences. What do we need to do here? I want you to read them. Here you have 5 descriptions, and I want you to decide if these like descriptions are from a lecture. A lecture is like a class in university, or advertisement. It's like a place where they advertise for something, or a piece of fiction. Fiction is like a story, right? An imaginary story. And why do you think so? So please read them, 5 of them, and try to guess. Interesting. Okay. Have you finished?
Not really.
Okay. Okay, let's do it together. So the first one, you can do it for us, Ikram.
Okay, in hotter climates, people are forced to take refuge in shady dwellings. Lecture.
Why? Why lecture?
I think like you said about hotter climates.
Yes, it's like like a factual information, right? It's that it has a formal language, and yeah, it's from a lecture. Thank you. That's correct. Now, next one, you can do it, Tartil.
Okay. The gloomy room suited her dejected mood. She stared at the dreary grey carpet and waited.
Dreary.
Grey carpet and waited. I feel like it's a piece of fiction.
That's correct. Why?
It's like a story, you know, when you read a book or something, they tell
Exactly.
these details a lot.
Exactly. They used the past tense, and they
Yeah.
described like a story. It's a piece of fiction, number 2. All right, the third one, I can do it. Roomy cottage, suspicious, good view, airy kitchen with large windows, sleeps 8. What do you think?
Advertisement.
It's an advertisement. That's correct. Kram, you can do the next one.
Okay. Native peoples would use animal skins to insulate them, to insulate the house from chilly weather in winter. I think like lecture, because talking about facts.
Well, yes, it's a lecture. Thank you. It's a lecture. Again, you can see how the information here is like factual, and it expresses the information in formal language. And it's not selling anything. It just gives you information. Now, the last one, you can do it, Tartil.
Okay, he saw the pokey introvert, tiny, cramped, was adorned by only by a cabinet, repainted in a gaudy colors, bright red, purple, and yellow. I'm not sure, but I guess it's a piece of fiction again.
It's a piece of fiction, that's right. It tells a story.
Okay, but what?
It uses adjectives to describe, like it uses adjectives to describe the atmosphere, and it tells the information in the past tense. Yeah, it's a story. So
Picture Pookie interior. What does it mean?
interior.
Interior. Okay.
Yeah, it's like an pokey. It's like an adjective. Here, I think it means like sneaking or, yes, the slow interior. Interior, it's like the pokey interior person who is entering tiny crumpet was adorned only by a cabinet. Again, here they are describing to you something, okay? So I want you now to have a look at those 5 sentences and to underline every adjective that ended with Y. So underline the adjectives. Let's do it together. The first one, where are the adjectives? Can you tell me?
Shady.
أكثر.
All right, shady. What else? Can you find other adjectives? Let's go to sentence 2.
gloomy.
Gloomy.
Gloomy, okay. What else?
Dejected.
Or dejected mood. Let's just underline the adjectives that end with Y for now.
Okay.
roomy.
Gray, you can use it as an adjective here. Dreary. Gloomy. What else? Oh, you said roomy. Okay, roomy. Airy. What else? You can help me with it. Number 4, can you find any adjectives? I believe chilly. Okay, what about 5?
pookie.
Tiny.
Tiny, pokey. What else?
And
Gaudy.
gaudy.
Gaudy. Okay. All right. So can you, now you can see them. Do you think they mean something positive or negative or both?
It depends on the sentence.
It depends on the sentence. Yes, that's correct. Gaudy as an adjective, it means like too bright in color, very bright. All right, so what's special about these kind of adjectives? Here we can have like the speak out tip. As many adjectives end with Y, like some come from the root word. For example, dirty, it's from dirt, noun, dirt, dirty. Noise, noisy. Smell, smelly. Others don't have a root word. For example, happy, there's nothing called happy. Pretty, silly. So if you don't know the meaning, you need to guess from the context, exactly like what I told you yesterday, context clues. All right. Now, let's have a look here. Here, I will let you guess, or I will let you try to read them. After that, I'm going to play to you the recording and see how we pronounce them. They're telling us, are the bold vowels short or long? Do you know what's the difference between short or long vowels?
I think short, like just one vowel in the word. And
yeah, like look here, for example, pokey. Okay. What about gloomy? This one's definitely a long one, and that one was short. Okay. I'm not gonna confuse you with the phonetics a lot. No, I just want you to learn how you read them. Okay. So we can take like 3 pairs each. Ikram, you can start. I will give you 3 lines and I can give your friend the other 3, and then I will play the recording. Go ahead, read them for us.
dreary, city, really, gaudy, body, naughty, gloomy, footy, roomy.
Thank you. Tartil, you can read the others.
Hokey, jokey, pokey, shady, ready, daily, worry, airy, fairy.
Okay, so I believe it's obvious for you now which one is short and which one is long. So you can
Yeah.
see dreary, this is long. City, of course, short. Really, again, long. Let me now play to you the recording and let's listen to them. Make sure we pronounce them correctly.
Unit 3. Recording
Okay, so it's unit 3, all right, point 3.
3. 1.
Dreary. City. Really.
2.
Gaudy. Body. Naughty.
3.
Gloomy. Footy. Roomy.
4.
Hockey. Jokey. Pokey.
5.
Shady. Ready. Daily.
6.
Berry. Airy. Ferry.
Okay, good job, everyone. Now let's move on to the next page. Yes, now we're gonna read 6 people saying about homes, and we will see according to you which ones are true. So let's read them together. I will read the first one. It says, most people who work at home need peace and quiet, but I need noise and chaos. Oh, okay, I don't want that. It's so false about me. I love like my house to be quiet. What do you think, guys? Agree or disagree?
No, I disagree. I love peace and quiet.
Definitely. Why would anyone want noise in their house?
Yeah.
Yes, Ikram.
Read the second one.
All right, you can read the second one.
Oh, okay. My first home was by the sea. It was dreary and pokey and chilly in the winter, none of which mattered because the location was perfect. And location has everything, Tableau, Anoria, and Notes.
So the house was dreary, pokey, and chilly. What's the meaning of dreary here, by the way? Do you have any idea? Well, dreary means like it makes you feel sad, okay? It makes you feel sad, not happy. Chilly, it's like cold, right? And pokey,
I thought
it's like,
chilly is a positive adjective.
sorry?
I thought chilly is a positive adjective.
It means when they say chill, it's like, you know, like
Calm
relax.
down. Yeah.
So it means cold. If you say it's chilly, it's like cold, you know, it feels like, yeah, chilly in the winter, like cold. So none of which matter because the location was perfect and the location is everything. Well, this is sometimes true in big cities, like, yeah, but I can't really I can't totally agree. I agree for an extent. What about you guys?
I strongly agree. Like,
Strongly agree.
imagine the view from your home, the sunset, the sunshine, you know, I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, if it is cold in the winter, I'm not sure. What about you, Ikram?
I do agree actually with him or with her anyway, because like the location, like she said, everything. Like imagine like you have a nosy neighbors. Like I will hate the whole place.
Yeah. Okay, 2-1. So yeah, agree. True. So next one, I can read it. A home for me is anywhere I can put my feet up and let my hair down. Not really.
No,
Actually,
I strongly disagree.
yeah, me
What
too.
is even that? I can't sleep in any other place expect my bed, you know? It's like hard.
Yeah, I mean the house or home should have even like should have more than that, not just place to relax. Ikram, do you
Yeah.
want to add anything more?
Like I agree with her. Like I can sleep anywhere. I don't know. Like it's okay to me.
Okay,
Ikram, you're very flexible. Good for you.
so yeah, we can say agree and disagree. Okay,
So my turn.
next. Yes, your turn.
You have to separate home from work. I started a company in my garage. A year later, 6 colleagues were pretty much living there 24/7 hours. Wait, 24 hours, 7 days. At which point, I knew we needed an office.
So that's really good. Well,
Yeah,
you should separate house from work. Definitely, I totally agree.
yeah, I do agree too.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
I worked, if you remember, during COVID, everyone was working from home, and it was very disappointing. I hated my place. I really wanted to go anywhere and like just have my lessons. Yeah, so yeah, agree. One should separate like a house from an office. All right, next one. I can read it. A house is only, sorry, a home is only a home because of your memories in it. The door on which I drew marks to show my children getting taller is just a piece of wood. But I think I missed something here. Children taller is just a piece of wood, but it's priceless to me. Well, that's true.
What does priceless mean?
Priceless, it means like very precious. It's
What
very
does
important.
precious mean? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Valuable. Something that you can't buy, you know?
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yes, totally agree. Unfortunately, yes. A house this is the place where you have memories in. Right. And let's have a look at the last one. And here, the best homes are those whose major characteristics is brightness. Good light can be companies. Compensate. I knew it. Compensate for almost everything. Compensate means how to tell you, like it gives you for something else, like ta'weed in Arabic. Okay, compensate, it's from compensation.
Interesting.
So here I think this is a little bit confusing. We can read it one more time because they want to trick you. The best homes are those whose major characteristics is brightness. Oh no, they don't want to trick you. Good light can compensate for almost everything. So they just want to tell you good home has like good lighting. Did you understand?
Kinda.
It means like a good house, it's just the house that has good lighting, okay, or good lights.
I don't know. I agree for an extent.
I don't agree because a house should have way more than that, not just the lights.
Teacher, what do they mean by major characteristics?
Major characteristics, like the most important characteristics.
Oh, so major is an adjective, right?
Yes, major, like essential.
Okay, I don't agree actually.
So you agree that
No, I don't agree.
yeah, you don't agree. Okay. Can you tell me here? Here, the important question isn't with the meaning. Here I have something that I wanted to ask you about. Do you know what is this?
A relative
Best
pronoun.
homes are those whose major characteristics is brightness. What's this whose?
Relative
Relative
clauses.
pronoun.
It's a relative pronoun. Thank you. It's a relative pronoun. Okay, I believe after the break, we're going to study the relative pronouns and clauses as well.
Okay.
Let's have a look what they want from us down there. Okay, they're telling us, check what you knew, what you know. Look at the comments 1, 2 in exercise 6. Okay, and underline relative clauses. Which relative clauses is defining and which one is, okay, gives essential, and which one is non-defining. Okay, I think we can do that after break. Let's have our 10 minutes of break, and after that, we're gonna dive in the relative clauses.
Okay.
Okay, enjoy your 10 minutes of break. I'll see you in 10. How's your break?
Hi, teacher. Great.
Okay, welcome back. So now let's have a look here. If you can look at the sentences here, can you tell me, can you underline for me the relative pronouns? Let's start with them one by one.
Yes.
Are you back, Tartil?
Yes.
Okay, great, welcome back. So let's work on them. I don't know if you heard me. I was saying that we need to underline the relative pronouns here.
In exercise C or in the passage, in the text?
I believe in the sentences 1 to 6.
Oh, okay.
So let's
number
have a look at the first one. Yes, where can you?
most people who.
Yes, people who work at home. This is the relative. This is the relative clause, and the pronoun is who. Thank you. Number 2, can you do it for us, Ikram?
Yes.
Yes.
None of which mattered because the location was perfect.
Yes, none of which, all of it, none of which matter. Okay. This is the relative clause. None of which matter because the location was perfect, and the location is everything. And yes, and which is here the relative pronoun. Thank you. What about number 3? A home can be anywhere I can put my feet on. Okay.
Well, I don't think there's a relative pronoun here. Maybe anywhere.
Yes, that's correct. Anywhere.
Mm.
And anywhere I can put my feet up and let my hair down. All of this, it's a defining relative clause. We will study this today. Okay, number 4. Can you do it for us, Ikram?
Yes. At which point I know we needed an office. The last sentence.
Yes, again here you can find it. Thank you. 5, whose turn is it? Tartil, you can do it.
The door on which, the second line, on which I drew marks on.
Okay. That's correct. On which I drew marks. The last one is for me, and you can find it here. Let me search for it. Okay, yes. Those whose major characteristics is brightness. Okay, that was good. Now let's try with another exercise here. They're telling us. Okay, let's zoom in and yes, see. Now let's match the descriptions A to F with relative clauses in like in sentence in exercise 6. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and for every one of them here, we have a description. So they're telling us match descriptions A to F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just to F, there is no G. And we need to match them with sentences from 1 to 6. So let's look at A, a sentence in which a preposition comes before the relative pronoun, which, who, when, etc., which is 5. You can look here 5. And you can see on which, okay? You can see it. Okay, we're done with A. What about B?
I guess B, number 6.
The possessive who is used only before nouns. That's correct, 6. All right, what about C? A fixed phrase, usually 3 words, with which?
I think number 2, none of which.
It's, well, it's 4, number 4. Now, a relative pronoun after some of, all of, none of, or etc.
Number 2.
That's number 2. And what about E? A defining relative clause with no relative pronoun.
1 maybe.
It's 3. And now a defining relative clause, a clause in which the relative pronoun who, which, or etc. can be replaced by that. This is 1.
1. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, did you take the answers?
Yeah, but teacher, can I have a question?
Yes.
Like how in letter E, a defining relative clause with no relative pronoun 3. Like where is, I think.
Let's go to the language bank and explain all of them, then you will get it, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go to the language bank now.
Which page?
1 second, please. It's page 132.
Okay.
Did you find it?
Yes.
All right, so today's lesson is all about relative clauses. And during working on relative clauses, we'll work on relative pronouns as well. And you'll see how fixed prepositions and relative phrase, prepositional phrases can come with relative clauses. First of all, we should understand that we have two types of relative clauses. The first one is called defining relative clauses, and the second one, it's non-defining relative clauses. What's the main difference between them? Simply speaking, they're telling you defining relative clauses give essential information about a noun. Let's see. Look at number 1. My uncle, who lives in New York, is coming to Oxford. My uncle, who lives in New York, is coming to Oxford. Now, who can tell me what's the difference between sentence 1 and sentence 2?
I can.
What's the difference, Ikram? Tell me.
The one with no comma, I think it's the, it's the right one. Like with comma, it means like it's not important. This.
Yes, with comma, it's non-defining. It's
Thank you very much.
non-essential.
Yes, with commas, it's the non-defining, and it's just an additional information that we can get rid of. You can just delete it, and you say, my uncle is coming to Oxford. I don't need to elaborate on my uncle. I would just say my uncle, you know him. But here, when I didn't write commas, that means I needed to explain which uncle. My uncle who lives in New York is coming to Oxford. And you can see here, even though it has the same meaning, well, I have no commas. That means I mentioned this information on purpose, and I wanted others to know that, to know which uncle I'm talking about. And therefore, the second one is defining. And the first one is just non-defining, additional information. And that's all what the relative clauses are all about. You can see here they're explaining again the same. They're telling you in sentence one, all is non-defining relative clause. It gives extra non-essential information about the uncle. However, in sentence two it's defining relative clause. The speaker has more than one uncle, or he or she identifies which uncle he or she is talking about. Exactly what I told you. So in defining relative clauses, we can omit the relative pronoun if it is the object of the verb. This is very important. Look, I have eaten the cake which I made yesterday. Which I made yesterday, all of it, what is it? Defining or non-defining?
Defining.
Defining. Only in the defining case, and if the relative pronoun here is the object, you see, I have eaten the cake. Okay, the cake which I made yesterday. So which I made yesterday, it's all related to what? To cake, to the object. Only in this case, you can delete the relative pronoun if you want. You can say, I have eaten the cake I made yesterday. It's correct. Or you can say, I have eaten the cake which I made yesterday. However, in other cases, it can't be the same. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So now we're done with the relative, defining relative clause. Let's have a look at the non-defining. They're telling us the non-defining relative clauses, they give extra information about a noun. We use comma, or we use a comma before and after the relative clause. For example, that project, comma, which I started years ago, comma, we finished the relative clause, still isn't finished. Here I'm giving extra information about the project because obviously you know all about that project. Again, we're done here. Now we understand both of them. Let's now move to the relative pronouns. Let's have a look at them. So obviously they use who for people, and they use which for things and groups of people as well. This is important. And they use where for places, and they use whose for position. So it means like he owns, or it owns that thing, or it belongs to that people or thing. And we can use that like instead of whose sometimes. That can be replaced any pronouns, sorry, that can replace any pronouns except whose. Yes, you can't use it instead of whose. You can use it instead of any other pronoun, but be careful. Sometimes that can feel informal, okay? Like, let's have a look here. Where is it? For example, the project which I started years ago still isn't finished. You could have said the project that I started years ago still isn't finished. It would be correct, okay? But you can't replace whose by that. All right. Now let's look at this information. They're telling us we use relative pronouns after some of, all of, a few of, and none of. Let's see. For example, she has 4 sisters, comma, none of whom are married. This is a very good style. None of, and then you can put the pronoun. None of whom are married.
Teacher, when can I use whom and when I should use who? Like,
Well,
it's a bit
yes.
confusing.
Right. Thank you for the question. Now, if you look here, none of whom are married. Who are they talking about here?
Her sisters.
The sisters, right?
Yes.
She has 4 sisters. Subject, verb, complement, or object. So here, when it's the object, you use whom. Okay? When you're referring to the object, you will use, like, it's formal to use whom. However, when you're referring to the subject, she, you need to use who. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now let's have a look at this next one. Fixed prepositions, prepositional phrases, and relative clauses. They're telling us there are a number of fixed fixed phrases which we use a preposition in a non-defining relative clause. Let's see an example. For example, the company ran out of money, at which point I quit my job. This style is really advanced. If you don't feel comfortable with using it, don't risk it and use it in the exam, okay? Unless you're asked to. At which point? So here they're talking about the point, and that's why they put at which point. Here they're specifying the point that I quit my job. It's a good expression though. If you learned it well, you can use it. They're telling us this is another example how we use fixed prepositions with the clauses, like the relative clauses. You can see this another example. He may work late, in which case, like in a specific case, I will get home first. So here maybe it's like the wife is talking, he works, or he may work late. In which case, it means like in that case, I will get home first. Okay, this is again very formal. In which case, he watched the final, the result of which, of course, this is referring to the final match, or the result of which was never in doubt. Again, these 3 sentences, they're using very academic and advanced style. Okay. Now they're telling us in informal. I don't suggest you to use informal in any way, but still, maybe you can use it with friends. They're telling us in informal sentences, the preposition stays with the verb. In formal sentences, we put the preposition before the relative pronoun. Let's see. For example, this is the first one. The first one is informal. He completed the book which he'd been working on. I believe this is who we used like mostly. Look here, the formal one. He completed the book on which he had been working. The preposition shifted from after the verb to before the relative pronoun. I don't know if you heard of that joke, but people who finish their sentences with prepositions, they're always like being judged as informal people. They tell them, Don't finish your sentences with a preposition. And remember, when you finish up with a preposition, you're being informal. Yes, formal is like they shift the preposition to put it before the relative pronoun. Like here, he completed the book on which he had been working. Not working on, it becomes informal. Do you have any questions here?
Yes, teacher, can I have?
Yes, please, go on.
So the three sentences that we talked about in the fixed prepositional phrases and relative clauses, if you are talking about this sentence, in which case I will get home first, we consider this one like as a fixed prepositional phrase combined with relative clauses?
Yes, of course. Let me just highlight it for you. This one, right? He might work late,
Yes.
in which case I will get home first. Yes, in which case, this is a preposition with the relative clause. In which case I will get home first.
Okay, thank you.
It means in that case, okay? In that case, I will get home first. You're welcome. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. It's not that difficult, but yeah, it's good. Okay, I need my hand again. Right, so now let's move on to the next page. And here we need to complete the text with the, with filling the gaps with the appropriate missing words. Most probably you're gonna use the pronouns, the relative pronouns. Go ahead, you have 10 sentences to work on. Okay, have you finished?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. Let's do it together.
Okay.
So the first one, who wants to start first?
I can.
Go on, please.
Okay. In my early 20s, when I was a student, I used to hang out in a few places, none of which were exactly posh.
All right. None of which, that's correct. So we need of here. Continue, go on.
Okay. There was one city dive called Scabbers. I think that's an acquaintance of mine.
All right. You can say, where an acquaintance of mine. Where an acquaintance of mine. Acquaintance means someone who I know. Acquaintance of mine. Okay. What do I need here?
Whose name?
Whose name I've forgotten. Continue, Tartil.
Okay, whose name I've forgotten. Played the piano, but my favorite haunt, all of which I remember number 5, all of which, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I remember everything, including the decor. This poster were aged can you read it for me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. But
Oh, okay. We're peeling off the wall. Was Johnny P's cafe?
I think there's something with that teacher internet.
Oh, okay. So number 5, all off, and number 6, I guess where. I'm not sure. Oh, he left.
Yeah.
I'm the host now.
Yeah, I want to ask you something.
Yes.
Where you told me, or Tasneem before, like where are you living?
Look, we're originally from Iraq, but unfortunately we live in Libya.
Oh my God.
And
How is it possible?
we're gonna move next year to Turkey, for university, both of us. So we're kind of studying Turkish and English.
You are twin?
What?
Are you
Oh
twin?
no, she's older than me. But
Oh,
she had a gap year,
Yep. Got
Yeah.
it. That's interesting. Like you live in Libya and you're from Iraq.
It's not, believe me, it's not interesting.
Do you like Iraq more, yani?
Yes, for sure.
I thought Libya like have a good nature somehow. Yeah.
It is, but it's different. Here people are a little bit racist, I guess.
Why?
I don't know. It's like weird for an Iraqi people to live here in Libya. Like there's not a lot of Iraqi
Yeah,
here.
even their accent is really
Yeah. Look, Libya was like before 20 years was a really good place. So my father and mother, when they completed their university, they came here to work. So you can say they success, and we stayed here. They made themselves a name here. So yeah.
You were born in Libya?
Yes. Imagine.
Oh, do you like do you good in their accent? You speak their accent?
Yeah, totally.
Oh my
I don't
God.
even know. I know how to speak Iraqi accent, but it's kind of, you know.
Like you do well in like Libyan accent. Oh my God, the teacher.
Yes. Oh, hello,
Hi,
teacher.
hi.
We were chatting.
Sorry, my internet went out. You were chatting?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Enjoy your time. Just give me the host back, please.
Oh, I made you a co-host. Wait, let me just.
Okay.
Yes, now we're good.
All right, thanks. Thanks for giving me the host
Welcome.
back. So we were working on the exercise, and I believe we stopped in the middle of it, but let me just repeat what we worked on. We said none of, and then we said where an acquaintance of mine, and after that number 4 was whose name. Okay.
Yes.
And what about number 5?
All of which.
All of which.
And
All
number
of
6,
which I remember.
where.
And then all of which, everything I remember, including the doctor poster. What was it then?
And where? I'm not sure.
Whose?
Oh. Okay.
Whose edges were peeling off the wall. Now continue, Ikram.
Okay.
The table.
The table which I regularly sat.
Okay, it's where, because sat, it's a place.
Oh.
Okay, they're not talking about the table, they're talking about the place where I regularly sat.
Oh.
Faced a window from
which you can see the street.
Thank you. From which you can see the street. Okay. Go on. I must have gone to Johnny B's.
By which of? Maybe. Or which one?
Every day until I graduated. By which?
On, maybe.
By which time I was virtually living there. Okay. Time. Now, most of the dissertation on which I was working was conceived by Johnny B's. I went back last year and saw the same people, none of whom had changed except for a few gray hairs. None of whom. Again, here we're talking about the object.
Teacher, what does virtually and dissertation mean?
Okay, virtually, I was virtually living there. Virtually, it's like online, okay?
Okay.
Dissertation, it's like most of the dissertation which I was working was conceived, yes. Dissertation, if you're doing a master's degree, it's like thesis. Do you know thesis? أطروحة, we say in Arabic.
Oh, okay.
Like a project, a research project.
Yeah.
Okay, did you take the answers?
Yes.
Okay. Let's now go back to where we stopped, page 30 something. Yes, 36, please go there. And now it's time to practice here. I want you to read the sentences 1 to 8 and choose the correct answer. You have A, B, C. This is a little bit easier. Yes. Great. Oh, sorry. Here you need to cross out the incorrect option. So you have more than one correct option here, okay?
Okay.
Have we finished?
Not yet.
One
Okay.
second.
1 second. Okay, let's do it together.
Yes.
So number 1, my aunt and uncle cook well, spend most of their time in the kitchen. So here you have 3 options: both of whom, or who, both. You have 2 correct answers and 1 incorrect. So which one would you cross?
B.
I feel A.
A, yes. You can say both of whom, or you can say who, both of them correct. Next one, that's the rundown little bar in which we first met.
A again.
All right, let me see here. In which it's correct. And
Oh.
B, I think.
and where is correct? It's a place. You can say
Yeah.
where we met. Where we
Yep.
met. Yes, the place where we met.
Yeah, but doesn't he talking about the time?
They're talking about the place, the rundown little bar.
So we crossed A or what?
We
Oh.
cross C. We cross C,
C.
which we just cross it. We don't need it.
Okay.
Guys, you can look here. When they mix the in with the preposition, it refers to a place here. In a place which is the place we first met, okay? And where, again, here it refers to time. But which itself, it refers to a thing. Sorry, not a time, a place I meant. Now let's have a look on sentence 3. The hill, A, on where the castle was built, B, on which the castle was built, or C, which the castle was built on,
B.
overlooks now a civil hotel of the beaten track.
I feel I would cross C.
I feel B.
I would cross A.
Teacher, it's a place.
Yes,
On where?
On where? Not sure. No. On which the castle was built. The hill. It's a
talked
thing.
about the overlook, right?
Yes, they talk about that place where it's overlook another place. Okay.
Yes, I got what you mean.
Now, number 4, the group of friends, a,
Whose.
who, whose, or a few of whom, okay, I have known for ages, went on, etc., etc. Which one would you cross?
B.
Whose. B.
Yes, whose, definitely, yes, correct.
Finally.
Now, 5, we decided to go home in 2014. A, at which point? B, since when? And B, since when? And C, by which time we had traveled to 35 countries.
I feel A.
Okay,
B.
it's B. Since when? It doesn't work here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, the food, nothing, or that, or what they served was wonderful.
What?
Okay, let's move here. It's 6, right? Yes, of course, what? You can't say what they served. Now, we watched the election. A, the result of which. B, that result. Or C, whose result was never in doubt.
B.
That. Yes, that
Yes.
result. B.
Yes, B, it's incorrect. And 8, she was the person on whom we relied, and who we relied on for our information.
A. Maybe.
Okay. On whom we relied, it's correct. Who we relied on, again, it's
B?
correct. So it's B.
Oh. Okay.
But it was a little bit tricky.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So can I ask you?
Yes, go on.
Like you said, I just want to make sure. When we add N to the which, it refers to place, right?
Yes, they're here in 2. It referred to a place here in which, in this context, okay? Maybe in other place it can refer to something else, but here it sounded correct, like in which we did this and that. Okay, and they were talking about the place. It was a little bar. So where we're gonna use it, and in which, again, in refers to inside of a place. It's a preposition. However, which it would be just talking about the bar itself. But here he is explaining about like the place.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so it's now speaking time. They're telling us work in pairs. Yes, we're gonna work in pairs. And you're going to design a dream alternative home. Oh, nice. Where will it be? And what would it, or what will it look like? Think about the following topics, make notes, design your ideas for your alternative home, ideal alternative home. So ideal, you know, like the perfect, like a best of the best. So think about the shape, type, and design of the home, special features, decoration, objects and the furniture, the size and the view. Do you need some
It's a
time to
good
think of it?
topic, but I don't feel like I don't even have the idea of my ideal home, not yet.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
it's okay. It's okay if you don't have any ideas, no problem. What about you, Ikram?
I always like maybe before I sleep, I always think about these things. I don't know why. So I'm really ready.
Yeah, you can share us. Go ahead.
Okay, I always imagine like I will not have like a big home or like a separated home. I'll have like an apartment.
Yeah.
I just like say that because I don't need like a big home. I imagine like I will stay with myself, no one else with me. So apartment is enough, and I think the floor would I would make it a wooden floor.
Nice.
The roof also would be white. The walls, I mean the color would be like white also. And I like the furniture would be like a light blue and gray, like sofas and the
great.
bed. And I'll have a small kitchen because I don't like to cook. Also, I will order fast food or something like that. And just I'll focus on my on my desk because I want to buy a PC.
Nice. Okay.
And a big screen for the TV.
Cool.
And I will I don't want paint to hang them on the wall. I don't like paint at all, actually. Of course, there will be a bathroom. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I've always, yeah, it's very interesting. I've always wondered how living in a smart house would be like to have, by the way, a smart house isn't like, it's not about just being smart and all about electronic devices. It's like, I'm talking about the environmental house, that kind of house that has a smart energy from the sun and the recycling materials.
Like in China and Japan, right?
Yeah, they said
They are so
it's gonna
common
be.
there.
They say it's gonna be revolutionary, and everyone in the future would like to have a house like that because of the lack of energy, and it will be like filtering your water, and everything is gonna be smart with like low consuming of energy. Yeah, I definitely would love to have an independent house, not an apartment. I'm a little bit bored with my apartment, honestly. So yeah.
Hope you have the chance to live there.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you want to now add anything? Maybe we fostered your your imagination now.
I don't know. I really want a wall library on my room. That's all what I can think about. And a dog.
A dog. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I want to add something. I want also a cat. I forgot. That's the most important thing. A cat.
Yes.
Cool. Cool. That's really good. Now let's move on and read about the kind of houses, or I think it's a hotel. Okay, who wants to read? I can read. Okay, do you hear me?
I will try.
Yeah.
I can read the first paragraph maybe.
Okay, you can read it. Go ahead.
Okay, but is it a hotel Chalice or Chalice?
I think it's Kalisa.
Oh, okay. Hotel Kalisa. To say that the Hotel Kalisa has an interesting history would be an understated. Since the early
understatement.
Okay, understatement. Since the early 20th century, the hotel has been home to dozens of celebrities. The fame of the building itself predates its fame as a hotel. When it was constructed in 1883 as a block of fame. Wait, as a block of flats. Yes, flats. It was New York's tallest building. It became a hotel in 1905. Although
Prosperous.
Prosperous at first. During a period of maladministration, the hotel began to degenerate. It went bankrupt and changed hands in 1939. It proactive new managers soon got it up and running again. Running again and in the post-war era.
Era.
Its fame grew.
So thank you. So it says here, it started and then in a bad administration, this is the meaning of maladministration. It degenerated, which means like it was now getting worse and worse. And after that, after the war, in the post-war era, it started growing up in fame again and again. Ikram, if you want, you can continue.
Yeah. As a part of the New York artistic scene, the hotel is irreplaceable. Its famous residents have included actors, artists, singers, writers, and numerous anti-establishment figures. Frida Kahlo, Jean Paul, Sartre, Jackson Pollock, Marilyn Monroe, Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, Madonna, and Anna Thurman all lived there for a while, and the hotel has been immortalized, and some would say overexposed in dozens of songs, books, and films. 9.5 weeks, the Interpreter, always a place of non-conformity. The hotel's management sometimes allowed Penrose residents to pay for their rooms with artworks, some of which still hang in its lobby today. Its famous residents have found the hotel conducive to creativity. Arthur C. Clarke and Jack Kerouac wrote, respectively, 2001, A Space Odyssey, and On the Road while living in the hotel. And Madonna used it for a photo shoot for one of her books. Unfortunately, the hotel is also associated with artistic misbehavior and tragedy. One of numerous examples of wild adventures behind its closed doors, the poet Dylan Thomas allegedly collapsed in room 205 of the hotel after partying too hard. He died 4 days later.
Interesting information about a hotel in New York, and interesting information about so many houses and places we read about today. So I believe this would be the end of our lesson today. Do you have any questions? Do you have any inquiries?
Can I say something, teacher?
Yes, please.
Do they mean by Chelsea like I think there is a city in London, in Britain? Do they mean it? Hotel Chelsea?
Which one, please? In which line?
The title. I mean the title.
The same hotel? The hotel is in New York.
Oh, it isn't in Britain?
Most famous building, I think they
No,
said
New
in New
York.
York.
Yes, New
It
York.
was New York tallest building. You can see it here. But America has many names similar to Britain. New York is like, York itself is a city in Britain. Well, they have so many things in common there.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, interesting to discuss all of that, houses and the hotel, and about your future houses as well. All right, we can stop here today and we continue next week. Next week, we're going to work on, let me see here. Welcome to Perfect City. Interesting. So do you have any questions for today?
No.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
We enjoyed
So,
the class.
thank you. Thank you. So I'll see you next week.
Okay, see you.
Enjoy
Take
the rest
care.
of your day. You too. You too. Bye-bye.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.